Hi, y'all. Today is December 27th. It is a Sunday, and I want to make this quick. Um, I am. Sorry, my friend is texting me, but Lydia, if you see this, you're gonna know that was you texting me those times. But yeah, I. This might be my last video for 2020 because I need. I am in this place where I just need to see change from my life, and I think it would not be true to say I'm the same person that entered into 2020, but I've been very distracted this year, and I think I could be wrong, but I think the Lord's been really challenging me on my attachments and the things that I desire. And it's honestly like some of the things that our pastor's wife, our apostle's been talking about recently, today, kind of confirmed that thought. And yeah, when I think about this YouTube channel, I realize that I cry a lot, and I feel like people think that it's a weird thing to do. But I said in the beginning, like, this is me sharing my life, and if in the process I'm crying, and that's just going to be what that is, because that's just it, and I don't feel the need to edit that out. That's just my life, but it has been a crazy year and a crazy season, and I think as much as I've been able to see the goodness of God and His graciousness and His kindness in my life, part of that goodness, part of that love is correction, and it's His calling me out on my junk and calling me out on laziness and where my affection and my devotion have not been where they should. Like, it's a lot easier to talk about how good God is and how worthy He is of praise and adoration than it is to give up things that I currently adore, and am currently consumed with, to focus on God, right? And yeah, I'm trying very hard not to cry because I cried like the last two videos. And I just want to be able to get through this. But my point is, I'm preparing for this to be my last video of 2020 because I want to really spend this next week focusing on getting some things in order. I love our pastor because he talks about, I love him for other reasons, but he talks about not waiting until December 31st to see change, and yeah, I don't want to have wasted what was a very challenging year only to fall into old habits, and only to, like, it's like if I said 60% of my life has changed, but the other, 40% are the hardest things or the biggest things. And so from my perspective, it could be 60, but really it's like 6%, and you done kept 94% the same, but you, I don't know, colored it differently or put a different spin on it or whatever. And yeah, I'm just reminded that a life of somebody who's committed to God looks like something, and it doesn't look like me getting my way all the time. It doesn't look like, it's not the easy road. And so, yeah, I want it to be said that I chose God above everything else, and that I didn't let anything else get in the way, and that I didn't have anything else, and like that I can be immovable and unshakable, and that I'm not moved by different things that happen, and I'm not so attached to a person or to an idea. And honestly, the biggest thing for me lately has been this idea of a desire for marriage, and it's been a doozy, y'all. It's been a doozy. I tried to talk myself out of it. I tried to, convince myself I didn't care if I got married or not. I tried to convince myself I didn't want to get married. I tried to just act like I didn't care, like all these different things. And I guess in there, I didn't just give it over to God, you know. And I think, I mean, there were just so many things. I don't want to go into everything because essentially I'd be just like reading my notes from tonight. But our apostle, she just said some like, yeah, just some things I needed to hear, and I just want to be totally committed to God. And it can be such a fight. It can be such a fight because I know for me, so many things that come, so many distractions, and I can see very specific moments and very specific situations that have been guaranteed to get me off track. And I don't want to, like, that's the kind of stuff I want to leave in yesterday, like not even in 2020. I don't want to take it into tomorrow. I don't want to take it into the rest of today, you know. Like, they asked us a while ago what our legacy would be, and I said I wanted to be I loved God and I loved people. And I know there's more specific things that they were looking for, but I want to get there first. You know, if I'm not there, then the other stuff, to me, it doesn't matter. So yeah, there are definitely more specific things. I want to be a millionaire. I want to have multiple homes. I want to start scholarships. I want to travel. Like, I want to do so many things. I want to change people's lives. I want it to be said, like, ultimately though, that I love God and I love people, and that's it. But that doesn't come from me being comfortable or living life however I want. And so I have to look for the different things that I've allowed to be distractions, and that I've allowed to, in any way, fortify this idea that things are okay where they are. They're not. You know, I want to be so sold out for God that I'm not moved. You know, like, just because an attractive man says he wants to marry me, that I don't want to be moved. Or because an attractive man that I want to marry doesn't want to marry me, I can't be moved. You know, like, or a funny guy, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, rejection can't move me. Pursuit can't move me. None of these things. But that has to come from me being committed to God and me just giving up everything. And I think that's the thing I keep getting away from. You know, I want to say I'm giving up all, but in my mind, I'm not. You know, I have this book, and I guess it's a journal. I just kind of write my thoughts, but I write them like letters to people. And yeah, I just want to be consumed with God. It's been like replaying in my mind. God is the only one who satisfies. And I can think, I mean, I've done videos about this. We've talked about this, you know, like recognizing that there's no greater friend than him. There's no one who's gonna, I don't know. I want to be sold out. I want to have dropped everything when Christ calls. I want to be willing to get up at the crack of dawn and spend hours with him consistently. Not once in a while. I want that to be my life. Like, I want my life to look so different. I want to be unrecognizable. Where, yeah, I just release the reins and God takes over. And I don't even know what that looks like, you know. But I just want to see it. Like, that's my prayer tonight. Like, God, just give me a glimpse of what my life is supposed to look like. You know, like who you called me to be, and who that radical, on fire, fully consumed Robin is. Because you know, it's just so easy to get distracted. And I want to be honest about the things that I allowed to distract me, you know, and be diligent about that. I deleted my Instagram. If you know me, you know I delete my Instagram several times a year. But I don't plan on adding it back. And even like, part of that is connected to a business. But even in that, just taking a step back, you know, like recognizing that's been an area of distraction for me. And yeah, y'all, I refused to waste this last year. It was very difficult. But if I went through it for nothing, I would be very angry with myself, because it would be my own fault. So, for those of you who've listened, watched, thank you. I appreciate you. Starting a YouTube channel was like not on my list of things to do this year. It just wasn't. But working through some things has been very helpful. And the offline comments that I've gotten from people have been so encouraging. And yeah, yeah. I'm grateful to God for his grace and his mercy, for the fact that he could have disregarded me a long time ago. He could have said, all right, you made too many mistakes, like you're a lot of work and I don't want to put all this effort in. But he's just been so gracious and so faithful, and he forgives, and he keeps reminding me of his standard for life in him and what that looks like to be his daughter. And I want to live up to that standard. I can't do it on my own, but I want to get there. I don't want to always be striving, and you know what I mean, like with nothing to show for it. If I'm not consumed with God, there's just no, like, what am I doing? And yeah, I think doing things the way I've done has gotten me some results, but nothing to write home about. Like, I can think of changing my life since this time last year, but it's just not enough. It's just not. So I still have to say thank you for tuning in. Please keep me in prayer if you are a believer. Please keep me in prayer. I'm excited about what God is doing, but I don't want to act like I'm just waiting on him to do everything. I'm an active participant in my growth, and I got to be aggressive about it. That's part of my prayer. It's like an aggression and a commitment and a determination about my growth and development in God. Like, that's got to be it. That's it. Like everything else. And even like, to get to that point where, like, God, if I get married, cool. If not, cool. Like, if I get millions, cool. If not, cool. But if I leave this life, and I did not do what God called me to do. If I did like 1% less, it's just not enough. And nothing else will satisfy. And my prayers, like the last, I think, like, God, any attachment I have to this world, to people that's not like you, that doesn't honor you, remove it, sever it. And I can see it happening. I can already see it happening. And there are times I prayed those prayers before, and God's done it, and he's granted such peace in the midst of it. And that's my prayer. Like, I want to be so consumed with God that there's no room. There's no room for anything that's not him. And that's going to cause some pain. But I have to love God enough to endure whatever it costs. And I have to love the people around me enough to endure whatever it costs, and to want the best for them, so that if I have to get out of the way, then so be it. And even this morning, Apostle was talking about God gives us the supernatural strength to do what we could not do in our flesh. So what I am preparing to do, let me tell you something. Robin would not want to do it, would not be into it, would not even, but pleasing God the way he deserves is going to cost. It's going to cost something. It's going to cost my own desires, my own will, my own plans, things that I think would be best for my life. Like, I know better than God. But anyway, I still have to say thank you for watching. Please keep me in prayer. And I'm hoping to talk to Apostle sometime in the new year and then get more direction. But also from this, like, next few weeks of just committed time with the Lord, I want to be able to hear from him and what he's saying too, about moving forward. Because I only want to do what's going to matter in the long term, in the long run. I only want to do what's going to please him in eternity. Stuff that's just going to matter in this life is not that deep, So anyway, it's been real. Happy New Year's, and I'll see you.